I'm a certified personal trainer and I'm 20, and I want to talk about the debate that has been dividing the internet. We all have the same 24 hours in a day. That's the quote that it stems from. I've seen a lot of videos of parents, older people, or people with disabilities critiquing 20-year-old or early 20s personal trainers, influencers, mostly influencers, for saying that we all have the same 24 hours in a day. And it might just be me, but I actually haven't seen any videos of the early 20-year-olds in question. The most recent larger influencer to say this is Molly-Mae. She is currently 25. She would have been probably 22. Here's her saying it in a podcast.
Beyonce has the same 24 hours in a day that we do.
So I want to add my thoughts. I know that I'm a little late to the game on this trend kind of thing happening, but I have heard this my whole life. I don't think it's going away anytime soon. That statement is just bad for so many reasons. Anyone out there who has a chronic condition, a disability, is a parent, has other responsibilities, might not have money, works 2 jobs or a job with a difficult shift, or works more than 8 hours in a day, their access to the food or gyms and the things in their area. There's just so many qualifiers and so many reasons that we don't all have the same 24 hours in a day. The easiest example is when Chris Hemsworth or any of the Hollywood celebrities are getting absolutely jacked for a role. That is their full-time job, getting as hot as possible. Okay? And it works. God damn, it works. Yeah, as long as you have enough money, you can have as many hours in the day as you want, basically. Not really, but money does a lot as far as fitness goes. We don't talk about that enough. Please, do keep in mind that whole part of the brain is not fully developed in your 20s and early 20s most of the time. I think that can explain a lot of the problems here. And honestly, maybe some of these people have just been seeing all of the hate and they've just been engagement baiting. They want everyone to come after them because then they're going to go viral and they can sell their greens powder or their booty building program or whatever it is. At least from the content I've seen, we're not really calling anyone out. We're not calling out specific influencers. We're just saying when a 20-year-old says we all have the same 24 hours in a day, and then it's just somebody being mad. This isn't a universal take across all the 20-year-olds. Boy, 2-3 years ago, when I was in high school, I remember wholeheartedly agreeing. I was like, yeah, exactly. What's your excuse, man? That was 2 years ago, or 3. When was I in high school? I don't know. 3 years ago. Since I have done a lot of community service for a person of my age. I go to a very diverse college, and my high school was not that way. I've also learned a lot of things about myself. 3 years ago, I had no idea that I have ADHD and autism. I would also say I have more responsibilities than the average college student, though there are a lot of people that I know that have way more responsibilities than the average college student. I still do everything. I do so much stuff. I don't know how. Maybe that's another part of being 20. Someone did comment that, because I posted on Threads about this, but he did have unlimited time in the day because he just didn't get tired or anything. So maybe that has to do with it a little bit. My last thought on this is that, again, while the way this is worded is horrific, not having enough time is the biggest barrier to exercise. Whether it is a valid excuse or not. regardless of your resources, there is always an amount of like compromise and time management that you need to be able to get your exercise in. It just depends how much and how much effort that is. The people saying this do have good intentions, and it is correct that time is the biggest barrier to having a consistent exercise schedule. It's just not executed. Last, I did want to share a couple of science-based tips for if you are somebody that is struggling with your time management and kind of getting that exercise in. First strategy is planning is your very best friend. The more planned it is, the more likely you're going to execute on it. And that's not just me and my autism. It is science-based, and I'll always link studies in the description too if you are interested in the sources, especially if you are someone that like lives and dies by your calendar. Schedule it in, like at the beginning of the week when you're looking through all your stuff. Schedule in exercise, exercise, exercise. Okay, and I tend to be like an evening worker-outer, so that's something where like if you're working on the morning the night before, set up as much as you possibly can. Like get your breakfast ready, or at least like plan it in your head. Get out your workout clothes, fill up your water bottle, pull up the video, or download the guided run. Why am I counting with my pinky today? Like check it so that when you wake up, it's actually harder to skip your workout. Like everything is so ready that it's more work to like put it all away than it is to, put it on and go out the door. Next, getting a personal trainer. Yes, I'm a personal trainer. Is it kind of a plug? Yes. But it is also scientifically shown to work. You are going to stick to your plan if you have a personal trainer. Next best is having an accountability partner. Maybe your sibling, maybe your partner, maybe your friend. Maybe you find a stranger on the internet. Be careful. And I don't have children, but if you make it like a family activity, maybe something that your child looks forward to, kind of thinks of as like a play thing, then maybe your kid could also maybe work as an accountability partner. Or if you have older kids, then you could work out together. How do we make exercising fun? So one thing I recommend is finding something that is fun. So maybe your movement on Saturday is you meet up with a friend and you take a walk and you get coffee. And then you get coffee and you walk around the park and you talk. Or maybe you have, like my dad and I used to always ride our bike on Sunday. Or sign up for group classes, and then if you don't show up, you still have to pay money. That's a good one. I hope you liked this video. I hope it was helpful. I've been wanting to talk about this since I started seeing it. I was trying not to sway because I do that unconsciously, and it can make people uncomfortable. And when I'm editing and I watch myself swaying back and forth, it makes me anxious. And it's me. Yeah, if you couldn't tell what this is, it's a gumdrop. I am not coming after any particular person. I saw this from all sorts of creators. But give this video a like if you liked it, and subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more videos. I'll post another video at some point, and I will see you very soon, I'm sure. Bye-bye.